So this week we are gonna show you
how we build our wastewater system.
So let's get started.
I'm Duca.
And I'm Roberta.
And together we are building our own tiny shipping container house.
So don't forget to subscribe
And to join us every Monday for a new episode.
Most of the shipping containers we have seen till now, they use the pipes connected to the shipping container underneath the floor.
In between the floor and the ground, floating underneath of the house.
But we have a problem here.
Yeah, all the dogs and chickens, they love to stay underneath of the house, and they love to dig holes and to play around underneath of the house.
So we are afraid they can break our pipes.
Yeah, so we decide to do the same thing we always see, but a little bit different.
Yeah.
What we decide to do is, instead of having the pipes floating underneath of the house, we decide to take the pipes down all the way to the ground and dig the ground and have all the pipes underground. So we have as little as possible pipes exposed in between the ground and the shipping container.
Just the vertical ones.
Yeah, just 3 vertical ones.
Yeah.
And then the rest are all gonna be underneath the ground, underground. And we are gonna use concrete to hold them in place just to guarantee they won't move, and it's gonna be a lot more secure from dogs and chickens. So we're gonna show you how much work is involved in that, and in the end we're gonna show you each one of the pipes and how is the system gonna work. And we're gonna show you where the wastewater is gonna go.
So really thick.
Look at that. So that's what we need. That's a inspection box. I don't know how you call it in English, but we can write somewhere. This basically is gonna be down there, and the dogs, just take a look. I don't know if you can see, but
they already dig a hole there.
Yeah, the hole that the dogs dig is just enough. We need to just clean it up, but it's almost the size we need.
Can you put there? I'm gonna film from here. Yeah? So it's pretty good. The dogs can do the job, you can do the job.
It's not that bad. The toilet's gonna be right here, and we have one big problem with the toilet, is that the pipe is 100 millimeters diameter, and the distance from the wall that we need is going to bring us exactly on the top of the joist on the bottom of the shipping container. That's a structural joist, and it's really strong and thick, so we don't want to cut that. I mean, we could, some people do it, we don't want to do it. We want to have the pipe right next to the joist, and in this way we need to have the wall farther this way. We're gonna show you the solution later, but now we are finding out the distance. So that's the reason why it's taking so long to cut this. There is a metal bar on the bottom exactly where we wanted to. We had no idea about that. This bar, I had no idea exists actually, because it's the transition between two sheets of plywood, and now we need somehow to cut this bar.
Don't do this at home. Can you do it? You want me to turn? No. You made it?
That was
The thing.
that's pretty good. So now this is really tight, and that was in purpose. So we need to open up the hole a little bit more with this and see if we can fit the pipe.
can't be your love, then I'll have to play the friend. But either way, as time staggers on, for your heart I will contend. You're a wild one, and you need to be set free. So just say the words, and I'll come running, and we'll roll like beasts of the earth in search of a world that we deserve, that we deserve. If you're sinking in mediocrity, set free. So just say the words and I'll come running, and we'll roll like beasts of the earth in search of a world that we deserve. Yeah, we'll roll like beasts of the earth in search like beasts of the earth, like beasts of the earth. For your heart I will contend.
So now that you saw us working a lot this week, that was a long week, we're gonna give you a tour of pipes. We're gonna show you every single pipe that we install and what's the purpose of every single pipe. So let's start.
So here is gonna be our toilet. Here is gonna arrive the washing machine, the sink, and the overflow pipe from the bathtub.
Yeah, just one thing. We are just installing the outside pipes. This is gonna be the next step, to build a wall and to install all the pipes that are gonna be on the back of the wall. That's why she said that we have like 3 things in one pipe. It's because we're gonna
We still
build
have
this here.
something to do here on the top of this.
What's this pipe for?
This is air admission valve.
Yeah.
Is instead of having a pipe for ventilation, we are gonna have this. This just admits air and don't let the air goes away.
That's a good thing.
And here we are gonna have the bathtub. So this is the pipe from the bathtub.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go under the house to explain a little bit better.
Yeah.
So basically this pipe comes from the sink, the overflow of the bathtub and the washing machine. And then comes to this connection that comes from the drainage of the bathtub. And all these come together to this box. It's basically a box that holds water inside. So there is always some water inside. This small pipe is the air admission. After here, the water goes this way and connects to the water coming from this way. This is black water. This is gray water. This is the water coming from the toilet, and this is the water from everything else. So they connect together and they go to the sewage system.
And then they
All the way
connect
down.
there.
Yeah, here is the gray water coming from the kitchen. So just to be easier to understand, here is gonna be the kitchen, and here is the kitchen sink pipe that comes to this box that's a grease trap.
The grease trap.
So this basically holds the grease, so the grease won't go to the sewage system, just water. And from time to time we come here and we take these off and we can clean the solids from the sink. We just put some water right now so the smell of the sewage system won't come up, otherwise the smell is gonna go to the house.
Good.
So the grease stays trapped here and the water goes to this pipe and then connects to the gray and black water pipe.
That you saw already?
So that's the connection, and from here it comes straight to this inspection box. So this is a valve, so mice and cockroaches won't go up.
And that's the system, right?
Yeah. So hopefully you guys understood our wastewater system. I mean, like, sometimes we can sound confusing, right? But
Yeah.
it's a little bit tricky, but we managed to do it. I mean, like, the week was like solving a huge puzzle. I mean, like a puzzle with huge pieces. Like,
We went to stores like 5 times, I guess, to
change,
get more pieces, and
change connections, buy new connections, and all. But in the end,
we
I'm
managed
proud.
to do that.
We did it. Yeah. If you have any questions, if you didn't understand something we did, please leave us a message, ask, because we can answer next week. In 1 week you have the answer, and next week we are going to start digging more holes.
Yeah, we are gonna do the water system.
Yeah.
So that's why we didn't close the holes yet. We are gonna do the water, and then we are gonna close everything. This way we won't cross pipes.
Yeah.
The water needs to go on the top of the sewing, of
Yeah.
course.
If you have any problem with the sewage, won't touch the water because it's on the top.
I don't know if you guys understood, but we are connected to the city grid. So it's like 5 meters from the shipping container. There is no need of using this.
Yeah, we didn't see a point of treating our own waste if the grid is right there 5 meters away. It's just so much easier to just connect to the grid. Yeah, actually this is a huge milestone for us.
Yeah.
For months we've been thinking, if we manage to do the wastewater and the water, we can manage to finish the house. This is the trickiest part in our mind, at least the trickiest part to achieve, because it's just like I don't know, it's just a huge puzzle. It's just hard to find the place to cross the pipes because there's a metal beam and it's just...
Even though we are both engineers, it was hard for us to figure out this.
We've been postponing this task for months and months and months. We could have done this a year ago, but we were like, no, let's do the easy things first, and then we come to,
And we did it.
We did not yet, we need the water next week, but we are really close to that. So we see you guys next week.